Hey guys, it's Bri. If you'd like to see how I created this face paint look and how it all came together, keep on watching. Okay, so there's just a couple of things that I want to go over really quickly before we begin. So if you're not interested in what kind of makeup I'm using, how I take it off, or anything like that, you can go ahead and forward over to the paint part. I totally get it. So for anybody that's interested, I use the Mayron Paradise palette when I do these fun little face paints. And I really love this palette. It comes with 30 shades, so there's a lot of colors to choose from. You can mix them together, and I just think that it's a great palette for a lot of different things. It is a water-based paint, and what that means is that you apply water to the brush to spread the paint, and that it also washes off very easily with soap and water, which I like. Now, there is a downside to this. If you're gonna be outside and it's possibly gonna rain, this does mean that if it rains, everything that you've done on your face could just run right off. But for me personally, I don't find myself out in the rain very much, so this is a palette that I can use often. I haven't had any of these colors stain my face yet, but that is something that you might want to watch out for if you are looking into getting into face painting. Certain paints, certain brands, certain types, they can stain your face, especially darker colors like purples, blues, and greens. I'll put the link down below for anybody who is interested in possibly buying this palette. This is not a sponsored video, but I just really, really love this brand. The other thing I just want to bring to your attention before we start this video is that you're going to see throughout this video, yes, this is absolutely dried acrylic paint on my brushes. And no, you should not be using the same brushes that you paint with acrylic on canvas on your face for body paints. Kind of goes without saying, I am too lazy to go to the store and pick up another brush set, which I could have done a million times by now, but here we are, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The third and final thing before we move right into the face paints, more than likely I'm going to be time-lapsing most of the process so that you can just kind of see it come together. I may stop the time-lapse here and there just to let you know what I'm doing, but this isn't so much intended to be a tutorial. All right, so definitely want to get your hair out of your face as much as you can, so I know this is a beautiful look, but it's gonna annoy you if you have hair falling in your face while you're trying to paint. I'm gonna start off with just outlining in white where the major markings are going. We know the majority of a tiger's face is that orangish brownish color, and they've got some white patches near their chin and around their eyes. I'm just gonna map those out. Everything else is kind of gonna mush together. By the way, if you see me looking over here all the time, it's because I have a picture of a tiger's face that I am trying to recreate. Yes. I don't know what's sadder. How awful these tend to look before they come together, or the fact that because I'm quarantined and can't go tanning and everything's shut down, I'm almost as pale as the white face paint. I've also outlined the shape of my nose in white because I'm going to go back over that with pink. Right now I'm just laying out the blueprint. Lightly fanning it out to kind of fade it. Okay, so now I'm gonna start kind of rough sketching and shading where I want those stripes to be. So for this part, I'm actually going to start with a black eyeshadow instead of starting with the body paints. And the reason that I do this is because it's easier to kind of smudge a black eyeshadow to fix it than it is to remove a black paint. Don't worry about things being perfectly symmetrical. It's totally okay if you look at a tiger's face, they are not perfectly symmetrical either. Okay, so we're getting closer to being done. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go back over those black lines that we just did with eyeshadow using the body paint by Mayron. Again, it's okay to have some eyeshadow showing on the edges of these lines because the more blurred out it's gonna look, the more it's gonna kind of take shape of fur instead of crisp, solid lines. I'm gonna do this half of my face first. The difference is probably going to be slight, but it will just make it look a little bit more defined. Okay, so you can see how it's kind of just giving it that more crisp, defined look that I personally like a little bit more. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing with the other side of my face. Okay, so one of the very last things I'm gonna do is the whiskers. So don't forget, even big cats have whiskers. Okay, so that is this look. Again, this is a look that you do not have to be super duper intricate with. You can have a mess at your hand and it's totally okay. If you like this video, please click the thumbs up below and subscribe to my channel. At the moment, I don't post regularly, but I do post every now and then. I tend to do different stuff, so stick around and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.